All right, time for our weekly visit with Dr. Kumar here to talk about a new recommendation from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention when it comes to the shingles and the shingles vaccine. I was just saying, Dr. My parents, who are in their 70s, were out getting their shots yesterday when I was talking to my dad.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Very, very wise thing to do. They were eligible 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, because people over 50 are the ones that the CDC is now recommending that get the shingles vaccine. Shingles, we should understand, is the same virus that causes chickenpox. And 99% of Americans over age 40 have had chickenpox.
Raise my hand on that one.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, many adults don't remember having chickenpox. They were kids when they had it. They can't remember getting it, or it was a mild. They don't get all the rash, and their parents can't remember. And so, if you're over 40, you probably had it.
Yeah.
And so, even when you get rid of chickenpox, that virus can lay dormant in a nerve root, and it can lay dormant for years, and it can never arise again in your lifetime. But as we age, I guess perhaps the immune system kind of gets suppressed a little bit, and that virus can reemerge on a dermatomal pattern, meaning that it comes out on a triangular pattern on your trunk, your torso, even your legs or your arms, and it comes in a very painful rash.
Yep. I say my mom had the shot, but she's also had shingles a handful of years ago and says the pain like she's never felt in her life before, and it can linger for a long time. Yeah,
that lingering pain is what they call post-hepatic neuralgia, that even after the rash goes away, and you can treat the rash, there are some viral medications you can take to try to get rid of the rash, but afterwards, you know, that post-hepatic neuralgia that she's talking about can be really debilitating, and some people last quite a long time.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's wise to avoid it if you can in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, and about a third of us will get it. A third of Americans will get shingles after age 50.
Yeah.
And that's why it's recommended after age 50. And why the CDC is coming out with this new recommendations that's been around for quite some time is that there's a new vaccine on the market that's more effective than the old vaccine. We used to have Zostavax, which was quite effective, 70%, but now we have Shingrix, which is not a live vaccine, so even people that are on biologic, like people with rheumatoid arthritis or inflammatory bowel disease, sometimes they're on these medications that suppress their immune system. And generally, they're advised not to take live vaccines, but this is not a live vaccine. And so people can take it, and it's like over 90% effective now. It's way better than the old vaccine. You take it in 2 shots separated by several months.
Yeah, for whatever reason, my dad was telling me yesterday, I can't remember, one of them was getting the second shot of their series of 2, and the other one was getting the first one. So yeah, I heard that. I didn't realize it was a 2-shot vaccine.
It's a 2-shot deal.
Yeah.
Did your parents hurt, like on the site?
And
injection
about
site?
anything about that, yeah.
Because there's an adjuvant to, you know, kind of make it last. So that's probably the most common complaint, is that when you get the injection, it kind of hurts at the injection site for a little longer than, say, your flu vaccine or something like that. But it goes away.
And I tell you, anyone who's had the shingles or someone who's lived in the house with someone else, they're not worried about that little pain. Those are believers in doing everything you can, and I get that.
Absolutely, it's very likely. You know, a third, 33% is a pretty good, you know, shot at getting the shingles, and getting vaccinated is the best way to avoid the problem. Anybody over age 50, you know, in America, you've likely had chickenpox, and that's who's eligible for the new Shingrix vaccine.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's good information again, to go get that. Don't play around with that if you're over that age. If you have a question for Dr. Kumar, remember you can email us at askdrkumar@gmail.com. Don't forget you can like Dr. Kumar on Facebook as Dr. Kumar, or follow him on Twitter at MD Pradeep Kumar.